our favorite companion. I hope
My
they're
not so numerous, but nonetheless dearest guests. About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves. Now I am a whole year older and also a full-fledged crusader, an honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is.
Oof. Daeran's face is impossible to read. He has his usual half-smirk fixed in place, his eyes gleaming with excitement. But his anxious gaze wanders for just a moment too long, before he begins with his speech.
The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader. Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather? What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls. Vandals turn into Abracandilu. Gluttons become Nabasu.
He knows a lot about sinning.
Am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide what to do with my soul.
Oh gosh. What kind of logic is that? I mean, I would actually like to know, is there any of you who's currently on the future watching this video, stream, whatever, who likes Daeran? And if so, what do you like about him?
You, my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink,
But I guess he's
and
funny.
indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it. Live every day
Corrupt
like it's
everyone.
your last. After all,
Mission.
nobody knows when that day will arrive, do they?
Daeran smirks, finishes his wine, and tosses the glass to the ground. Yeah. I do. I enjoy his backstory and voice as well as romance. I think the voice acting is really on peak. It's really, really well done. That definitely. About his backstory, I don't know too much. I think especially in the beginning was, for me, really off-putting. But I think the thing is, maybe due to playing too much pen and paper role-playing games, I usually perceive a lot like in the position of my character. So I think if you play like a more hedonistic character, or if I would play a more hedonistic character, I would like him way more. Because I think he's just really, really at odds with how Logan is. I think that also contributes to it. And I'm excited to find out about his backstory. Oh, interesting. Inquisitor Leote whispers in your ear from behind. Should I do whispering? How interesting. I don't know. I don't know how that sounds and I can't test it, so maybe I don't do that just in the middle of the stream. Did you find anything interesting? Nothing really. I just took the note of a few things. I attempted to find out whether anything unusual or mysterious has happened to the Count over the last 10 years. During my conversations with his acquaintances, 2 people noted that he never speaks of the revered Nestrin, the priest of iomedae, who was his guardian and tutor. Yet, he just mentioned Nestrin in his speech, whatever that might mean. Glad to hear that. You told me that you tried to find out if anything odd had happened to Daeran over the last 10 years. Some of his servants complained about strange occurrences in the house, like objects moving by themselves or candles going out. Of course, that could simply be a figment of the imagination. It is also very well known that the Count often invites various spellcasters to entertain him and encourage them to use their magic in mischievous ways. Well, with that I'm not at odds. Practically, the whole of Mendiv knows the story about the 3 drunk wizards and their teleportation race across the roofs of Kenabres after a party at the Count's house. That's such a fun idea. What I'm trying to say here is that any fluctuations in residual magic at his house are not at all surprising. There was the matter of the abduction, however. A gang of bandits kidnapped the Count hoping for a ransom, but the only reward they got was death. Afterward, the Count told everyone that he had hired the bandits himself as a joke. The other mercenary squads that freed him and executed the bandits was also in his employ. Nobody really wanted to delve too deep into this case after confirming the identities of those wretched cutthroats. But there was one disturbing fact about it all, and I don't mean the Count's bizarre idea of fun. The mercenaries who supposedly freed him also cut off the bandits' heads, after they had already killed them. Their heads were cut off? You mean the bandits who attacked Daeran? Yes. Perhaps I wouldn't have even noticed this detail had I not visited Heaven's Edge right after the tragic incident. I remember that we also found several headless bodies, both of guests and demons. We thought they had been decapitated during the fight. Wait, what? Number 4? What? I didn't notice that. Did I just forget? My companions have been finding severed heads among their belongings recently. Strangely, things like these weren't a problem before Daeran joined the party. I can't remember that at all. What? That is an alarming coincidence. Now we have another reason to conduct an investigation. It is crucial that we find out what exactly happened at this tragic feast. Alright, so, what exactly do you need me to do, Inquisitor? Now, that's the hardest point. I need to dive deep into the past of this place, which requires casting several different spells over some time. It would be very convenient for me if nobody interrupted the process, especially the Count himself. I don't think he remembers my face, but a suspicious stranger casting unknown spells might attract his attention. All in all, what I want you to do is to distract the master of the house. Right now, he's playing host in the very place I'd like to start with. I'm a bard, I know how to distract people. I understand. Good luck. Come back to me when the Count leaves. I will tell you everything I managed to find out and maybe even show you something.
We'll win this.
Nice. So now we are poking around in Daeran's backstory. Let's see how the others are enjoying the party. So I've somehow landed at the party for royal bread? Go figure. You never know when or if you get another chance to rest and have some fun during wartime. I'd rather take my chance while I can. I just want to talk with our party at least once before doing that. I can imagine how lovely this manor must have been even before the war. I yearn to set up my easel in one of the pleasant little alcoves and paint to my heart's content. Ah, you're too innocent for this world and this war, Sosiel. Ah, I can use the wine. See, looting pays off.
I can handle it.
Always do that. When you go somewhere and you see a bottle of wine, take it. Might come in handy. Might also be that people call you a thief. Or drunk. Not that ever happened to me. Regill! Before reading it, I think it must be so fun to have Regill at a party, and he's like, this estate could be remade into a formidable defense outpost. It should be expropriated for the sake of the war effort, and the owners compensated after victory is secured. Yeah, that sounds like party venturing with Regill. There are occasional traces of older masonry and foundations. It looks like the building was constructed several times. I wonder if, like, companions can change their alignment. There are things like which make them change it. It's also really fitting that Nenio is neutral. I think I haven't looked at the alignments in a while for the new companions. Yeah, Lawful Evil seems also very fitting. And I think with the other ones I know that. Oh, Ulbrig is neutral, good. What exactly is that? Just some statue with a glowing jewel. Camellia. I adore this estate. So much beauty. So many quiet nooks. I don't know. Everything she says sounds shady. Maybe it's also me, like, reading everything shady, but so many quiet nooks. Who says that? Who's not murdering people? I wonder what alignment Camellia is. Yeah. I mean, you know, I know. But, like, who would conceal their alignment? And we also know that it's a nice bone amulet concealing alignment. For me, it seems pretty obvious it's an evil one. But I may be wrong. Let's go stealing more wine. What a boring party without all wine. Everything is just so sparkly. I'm just gonna take a look at this thing and put it right back, honest. So, Woljif, just like I do. Oh, Ember, you're way too innocent to be at the party like this. I don't like it here. This party's stupid. The psychological premise from mortals' attraction to sites of mass murder, or gluttony. Which article for my encyclopedia should I focus on now?
Let's see what we can do.
Well, that's how Mendevian nobles live. Are their latrines adorned with gold and diamonds, like people say? Let's find out.
Here we go.
I think there are very few maps for role-playing games like D&D and everything where you have actually like toilets or a toilet room.
I can handle it.
But a very close friend of mine who's an amazing DM, he actually usually, when he does lots of maps himself, and they are usually toilets. And it's a really nice detail.
Can't make the demons wait.
And they were quite important a few times.
Is that treasure?
Stories told us by spirits. Yeah. No. As I said a few videos ago, if I'm going to read all those books, I will still stream this game, I don't know, 2025. Ooh, nice. 203. Diamond dust worth over 2,000 gold. Yeah, nice. I guess that's Daeran's room.
Let's see what we can do.
I don't mind if I look at those things. Just to show them Woljif. Countess Helena Nevia Dare Arenday with her infant son Daeran. Unlike typical aristocratic portraits, this one depicts a young mother having fun with her child on a seesaw. Oh. Where is Daeran? Did I overlook him?
Here we go.
Ah, yeah, I did. I mean, of course I'm looking at every room and scouting ahead before talking to him. The door is sealed and looks like it hasn't been opened in a very, very long time. Okay, same for that door. Alright. Let's go to Daeran. Doo -doo. The theme is so nice and cheerful. Ah, and of course the courtesans don't have any clothes, just like at every good party. Daeran, my friend. Daeran, who has been watching the guests with an unreadable expression, turns his head to you and says in a casual tone, like he's continuing a conversation that was interrupted. I've always considered myself an estate, not a hero. When doomsday comes, I thought I'd pour myself a glass of 100-year-old wine, sit in the front row, and just watch the world burn. Playing the violin was also an option. Now, I'll be damned if I know how I ended up in the Fifth Crusade. How did I become the companion of a hero chosen by Iomedae? Oh, I think maybe flirting is a good strategy to distract him, and also something Logan would do. You know, I think it was our destiny to end up together. Daeran snorts and averts his eyes for a moment. Oh, do go on. Do you maybe want to tell me something more about Heaven's Edge? This estate was once a truly beautiful sight, with its lush gardens and placid ponds. Daeran smiles briefly. It is a genuine smile, quite different from his usual half-smirk. The house itself is not that large, however. This land was a part of the border region even before the Worldwound, so my ancestors took that into account when laying the foundations. The larger the mansion, the harder it is to defend. I'd gladly give you a tour, but I'm afraid there's not much to see here. I didn't have much time, so my servants only managed to clean up this yard, the great hall, and a couple of rooms. There's nothing interesting about them except, perhaps, the magical firefighting system powered by water elementals. What a cool thing! What a cool thing! I'm not sure it's still functional though. Oh. Excitement on and gone. Okay, so far I can just give him a task or spill wine on him. So why exactly did you really decide to throw a party at the scene of such a tragedy? What's this ghoulish farce all about? Daeran freezes. What an odd feeling. It's like I'd been lying under the sun in a spectacular meadow in full bloom, and then you butt in to pour a bucket of ice-cold water all over me. Is this how you treat people who invite you to their celebrations? No, you don't have to answer. I could come up with a polite excuse, but I'd rather match your courteous manners and put it bluntly. I do not wish to continue this conversation. Thank you for ruining my mood. I shall retire to my chambers for a time. The Count gives you a pointedly formal bow and leaves. Okay, yeah, so I think we had to upset him. And everyone is gone. Are they now celebrating inside? There are. I can so imagine Seelah and Ulbrig drinking together. Oh, and they have new lines. But first, let's go outside and talk to WOTR. I see that you did your part, Commander. Thank you. Now get ready to watch and listen closely. I will unravel the past of this place and try to show you whatever I find. Did you tell him to do paperwork? No, I thought it was the nicer thing, because I asked, like, why did he want to celebrate here? And he was also, like, pretty, yeah. Pretty sour about that, I guess. But I thought, like, telling the paperwork or spilling wine on his clothes would be worse, so... The hum of voices, laughter and music fill your mind. Then the visions come, fragmented and hazy at first, before eventually coalescing to reveal a single face. It is a woman of stunning, heavenly beauty, and her delicate features instantly tell you who she is. The family resemblance to Daeran is obvious. The nice option is to spill wine on him. I wouldn't have guessed. I think it's quite rare that it's nicer to spill wine on someone. My dear guests, the Lady of Heaven's Edge welcomes all of you today. I hope this day is as bright for you as it is for me, because on this day, my only precious, sometimes arrogant, but utterly beloved children was born. A child is usually a reflection of their parents and caretakers. Countess, will you allow the humble tutor of this young man to address the guests and the man of the hour as well? A new face appears. It is a handsome old man. With a high voice anyway. I thought Nestrin would be a female name. With a strong, dignified posture and a voice that emanates power. Can we just have one day without your sermons? It's my birthday after all. 10 years ago, the young Daeran had an utterly angelic appearance. His table manners and expressions lacked the dignity of a true angel, however. Day, I'm sure the Reverend Nestrin only wanted to hug you and offer you his best wishes on your birthday. Wait, what's that noise? Oh. The shrill laughter rings in your ears and reverberates in the base of your skull. In the vision, a Lilitu appears before the guests of the estate and gives them an exaggerated, scornful bow. The sorceress of evil has come to your celebration, mortals. Did you prepare a treat for me too? What do you want, spawn of the abyss? I've already done everything I wanted to. Hey, you doddering cleric, look around. Don't you notice anything odd? The plague is in your wine, in your food, in the air around you, in your blood. Soon you will all die. Pray to your pathetic goddess and call upon your healing powers all you want. But they're not going to help you. Nothing will help you. I will give you a chance to see it for yourselves, and when I return, the grave realization will already have sunk its teeth into your throats. Oh, how I love watching mortals in their final desperate hours. A little crazy. The demon finishes his speech with an air kiss to Daeran, making him freeze in horror and disappears. I like to do crazy voices. WOTR shakes his head and slowly exhales, rubbing his temples. The first appearance of the disease in the Lilitu, one of the many sisters of the accursed Minago. So far, everything I've seen matches the official version of events. Who exactly were those people in the vision? Countess Helena Arunde was Daeran's mother, and one of the most beautiful women in the history of Mendef. What a completely necessary detail to add. She was an Aasimar, just like her son. The old man and the esteemed cleric, Nestrin, our Count's guardian and tutor. He was well known for his unfaltering faith and iron will. I was only passing acquaintance with him, so I can't tell you anything more than that. I didn't recognize the others, but Daeran told me that the first victims of the disease were his second cousin and the cousin's wife, hailing from the eastern border. Surely the cleric could have done something, right? I mean, isn't that in their power, healing? I can't say for certain, but I believe there was nothing he could have done. Magical diseases are already difficult enough to cure, and this plague struck very fast indeed. Now we must find out what happened next. Alright, so, what now? I can sense the aftershock of a very strong outburst of emotions and memories somewhere in the west wing of the house. Something must have happened in one of the rooms, so please check if anyone is in there and distract them if need be.
I can handle it.